Joining us on the program is the pastor of St. Justin Martyr Catholic Church in Houston, Father Paul Chovanec. He has been at St. Justin Martyr in Houston now for almost 2 decades. There's a lot going on at St. Justin Martyr in terms of upcoming activities. He's also going to talk to us a little bit about the upcoming Slavic Heritage Festival in Houston as well, which is a fun event. Father Paul, thanks so much for coming into the KSHJ studio. We appreciate your being here.
Well, you're very welcome. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here.
So let me set up a little bit by telling people about your church in particular, St. Justin Martyr. I mentioned that you've been there at the church now for almost 2 decades. St. Justin Martyr, I know I've been there, visited several times. Of course, it's a diverse community, has Hispanic population, good Vietnamese community as well. Tell me about your being there for almost 2 decades. What has it been like for you and the joy of being, again, at one church for so long?
Well, it has been a wonderful experience. I got there about 18 years ago and was wondering what I was in for, really. I had been in 5 previous parishes, none quite like St. Justin's. So I just decided to be open to the work of the Holy Spirit and see what would happen. I met all sorts of wonderful groups of parishioners and left it up to God for the ministry to unfold. And I've had a great time ever since.
And I give credit to a lot of our priests because I know that they, based on the bishop's assignment, they often have to move. And so it's not always the sense that a priest like yourself is at one parish for so long, like 18 years. Tell me about the joy and the blessing really of being there for so long to get to know the community, to know the families, and really integrate them into your life, vice versa.
Okay. Well, when I got there, I was getting to those wonderful golden years, and the bishop decided maybe I should stay there for a while, and I got to do that. And so, yes, it's been a great joy finally to get to meet people. They're young people. I baptized them, and now they're graduating from high school. I've celebrated lots of First Communions with great, happy families, lots of confirmations. It's really been a great joy to be there with the prayer groups and with the parish committees and such. It's really been a kind of subtle joy to be there. It's not a giddy kind of joy, but it's a deep sort of patient contentment with being with hardworking people who know the Lord and who are willing to stand and deliver. The parish was founded right after the Vatican Council. It was founded on the notion of lay ministry. So from the very beginning, these parishioners have had to stand and deliver. They have understood that lay ministry is an urgent part of the life of the church, and they've risen to the occasion. It's been a real joy to be with them.
Yeah, there are lots of activities coming up at St. Justin Martyr, and I want to get to that. But before I do, I want to take a step back, Father Paul, and learn a little bit more about how you became a priest and ask you a little bit about your upbringing as well. You were born in El Campo, Texas, which for people who don't know, between Victoria and Houston.
Right.
Tell me about, were you raised in the Catholic Church, and did you always sort of have an inclination to get involved in the church in some way, whether it's a clergy member or a priest? Was there always something there?
Well, almost there was. My folks moved to Houston shortly after I was born. I grew up here in Houston. My dad taught at the U of H. He taught prospective shop teachers back when vocational arts and education were an important part of the university experience, and it's nice to see that some of that is coming back. So I grew up in St. Peter's Parish. Both mom and dad were school teachers. I remember learning to read, sitting in my dad's lap. We read the Sunday comics together. Went to the parish school, St. Peter the Apostle School, which incidentally has just in recent years become a wonderful vocational arts and profession-related school now. And so I grew up in a Catholic family. We prayed the rosary and Sunday Mass. Dad was in the St. Vincent de Paul Society. And to answer your question, almost from the very beginning, I wanted to be a priest. I couldn't think of anything else I wanted to be. I knew some great priests in our family's life. One was an old Czech priest named Father Pavel Kašpar. He was from the old country, from actually I suppose it was when it was still Czechoslovakia. And he would write letters to my parents, and at the end of the letter in the postscript, he always wrote a note to me. And I just remember that as probably having planted the seed of the vocation to want to become a priest.
Very interesting. Yeah, it's interesting how planting a little seed there at an early age can have an impact, or even this suggestion from another person. Often, Father Paul, we talk about vocations here on this program on Catholic Lunch Break, and we're always talking about how often it starts with a suggestion. Somebody saying, "Have you ever considered being a priest?" Or maybe this is a direction that you should consider. And I'm sure you've seen that a lot in your time as well.
Well, I certainly have, and attempted to plant a seed or two myself. And yes, vocations begin in mysterious ways. If you look at the presbyterate, you can see people who may have been unlikely candidates in younger years. And lo and behold, the Holy Spirit planted that seed, and the grace of God nourished it. And there they are at the altar. There they are in the confessional. There they are in various diocesan offices. It's really a marvel. It's really a mystery.
You had mentioned before the old country. You yourself are of Czech ancestry. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, my great-grandparents came to Galveston and migrated farther into Texas. The patriarch of our family is an old guy named Father Chovanec. He settled in what is now Fayetteville, and Constantine was very instrumental in getting the parish started there, St. John the Baptist Parish. He and another fellow rode on horseback to Galveston to ask Bishop Byrne to found a parish there, and in answer to his request, the bishop granted the parish, and eventually a Czech priest came to serve the community there. Mother's people, the Hyovskys, are from a small town called Sviadnov in the very eastern edge of Moravia, close to the Slovakian border. They came over, all of them were farmers, except my grandfather, who was a blacksmith in Edna, Texas. The Hyovskys lived in El Campo. I was born there, and my grandparents stayed there till their last breath, and I will probably be buried in Holy Cross Cemetery in El Campo, Texas, God willing.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, we are, again, blessed here in the greater Houston area to have a really rich group of folks of Slavic heritage backgrounds, whether they be Czech or Ukrainian or Polish. We just wrapped up the Polish festival a little while ago. I know those events are a lot of fun, even for somebody like me who doesn't come from a Slavic background. And I know a lot of people go and enjoy those types of events. There's one coming up that I want to mention, the big Slavic Heritage Festival, which is going to be Sunday, September 28th. I know that you've embraced a number of these events, Polish Festival, the upcoming Slavic Heritage Festival. How much fun is it for you to get involved with this and hang out with community? And there's a lot of dancing and food and whatnot.
It's like the tragicomedy mask. It's tough to get to it, but once it happens, it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wonderful. This year we're going to celebrate Mass there at the KC Hall at 607 East Whitney Drive on Sunday morning, the 28th at 10:30. The 4 hymns will be in the 4 languages, Czech, Polish, Slovak, and Ukrainian. There'll be a reading or prayer in each of those languages. And then afterward, from 12 to 6, we're going to have all those ethnic foods and singing and dancing. There's a group of Czech singers coming from Dallas. There's some Ukrainian dancers coming from Austin. There are all the local Czechs, Poles, Slovaks, and Ukrainians. This is the first year the Slovaks are in charge.
Okay.
So they've been with us for off and on, but this is their year to lead the festival. Great food, great time, and they'll end up with, of course, the classic, the kolač eating contest.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you got to get that in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of music, a lot of dancing. I just want to encourage people, if they want to learn more about that, it's really easy to Google Houston Slavic Heritage Festival. I just put that in and it pops up with the website, Houston Slavic Heritage Festival. As you mentioned, it's going to be on North Side Columbus Club, which is, I guess, just north of the 610 loop. There, north of the Heights area. So that's always a lot of fun. Again, people can Google Houston Slavic Heritage Festival. Again, that's upcoming Sunday, September 28th. As you mentioned, you got the Mass at 10:30, and then the festival itself is that Sunday afternoon. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, thank you for helping me out, Father Paul. I'm planning on being there as well to do a live remote
Nice.
for the Guadalupe Radio Network. So that's going to be fun, being able to interview people there. Like I said, I've attended that event before, but it's going to be great to be there again the Sunday, September 28th. So if that weren't enough, we just had the Polish Festival, have the upcoming Slavic Heritage Festival. You guys at St. Justin Martyr have a lot going on in the upcoming weeks ahead. You got several feasts and festivals going on. Before I get to all that, let's mention just first, we got Jubilee Year. It's the Jubilee Year of Hope. Right. What's going on with that, Father Paul?
Well, the Jubilee Year has really been a kind of a motivating factor there at St. Justin Martyr Parish. We've made 2 pilgrimage trips to the pilgrimage churches, 2 to the Co-Cathedral of the Sacred Heart, 1 to St. Mary's Cathedral Basilica in Galveston. We have a monthly holy hour, and it's built on the theme of the Jubilee Year, the theme of hope. And in fact, we're planning another visit. We're hoping to visit the Chapel of St. Basil at the University of St. Thomas on Columbus Day, on October 12th in the afternoon. And that's probably going to be sponsored by our KC Council, 8297.
Very good. And I should mention you yourself are a member of the Knights of Columbus. I know you're active with that as well. So that's good to know that you have a bunch of things going on. In addition to that, we got some feasts and festivals at St. Justin Martyr in Houston. Give me an overview there on what's going on. We got October 3rd, October 4th, October 5th, something's going on each day.
Well, that's going to be the weekend from, I want to say from heaven, probably. It's going to be a very demanding
little piece
weekend.
of heaven, right?
Yes, mostly. The Vietnamese community celebrates a lantern festival. It's a kind of a fall festival. It's a festival for children. They all make lanterns. We meet in the evening. This time it'll be Friday, October 3rd, and they're going to bring their homemade lanterns. There's a lantern contest, and we do a lantern parade around the property. And, of course, there's lots of delicious Vietnamese food. That's in the evening of Friday, October 3rd. Next day, October 4th, will be an all-day retreat in Spanish, a retiro de liberación y curación, of deliverance and blessing, and that will go from 8 in the morning till probably 5 or so in the evening. Wonderful speakers, great food, and that's going to take a lot of energy. And then Sunday, we're going to have the big African Thanksgiving Festival. And one interesting feature of that is that they auction off animals. Now, ideally, they would have been live animals if they would have brought in on a rope.
Okay.
Here, we don't do it that way, even though they probably do it that way in Nigeria. Here, they just present a picture, and then people bid like crazy on these wonderful animals. Cows and goats and chickens and other non-animal things, but it's really a colorful deal.
Seems to have an appeal to people who might have a farm or land that they would want.
Well, they bid on the animal, they buy the animal, then the butcher prepares it for them, and they take it home for barbecues.
Interesting.
And so that's going to be on Sunday the 5th from early morning till late evening.
Very good. Excellent. And luckily, you guys have put that all on your website as well. Give me the URL for the website, Father Paul. Didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
Let me see. sjmtx.org.
Okay, so it's the initials for St. Justin Martyr.
Yes.
So SJMTX for Texas.
Correct.
.org. Okay, very good. Excellent. And again, if people want to learn more, they can always just Google St. Justin Martyr Houston. Also, again, urging people to check out the Houston Slavic Heritage Festival as well. Lot going on there at the parish. And again, credit to all of the different communities there, whether it's Spanish-speaking, Vietnamese. You had mentioned the African Festival there at St. Justin Martyr. Do you, Father Paul, when you're interacting, I do have to ask you with the Vietnamese community, do you try to learn some Vietnamese to talk to them?
Oh, no, that's a very dangerous project.
I would imagine.
It's an absolutely beautiful language, but it is so precise that a tiny mispronunciation may say something that a person wouldn't say with his mother listening, you know.
Oh, wow.
And so
it's very precise.
It's very important to pronounce the words very correctly, and I don't attempt to do that.
Okay, very good.
I have this great regard for language. We spoke a little Czech when I was growing up, and language expresses personality, language expresses a culture, and I think it's something that's inherently respect worthy. And so if I can't say something properly and courteously, then I'm apt not to say anything at all. But they know that I love the language, they know that I love the culture, and I love to use chopsticks in case anybody's wondering.
Very good.
The food tastes better with chopsticks.
Well, it's like I said, incredibly blessed to have this kind of community here in Houston. Even if you're not perfect with the chopsticks.
I am.
You figured it out.
Yes,
okay, good.
That's
You've got a lot of practice.
Wouldn't miss it.
Yes. Very good. Excellent. Before I let you go, Father Paul, one last question. I did want to ask you, as I like to have clergy members on and other folks talk about if they have any personal devotions, favorite saints, favorite prayers, things that they like to pray, or just special prayers or things that resonate with them.
There is one in my life that may not be very well known. There was a Czech army chaplain who died as a virtual martyr in the Korean War. Father Emil Kapon is a Czech farm boy from, Wichita, Kansas.
Okay.
From Kansas. Mm-hmm. And his cause is up for canonization. I think he's Venerable Emil Kapon right now. And quietly I pray to him as one priest to another when I feel like I need something in particular. So Father Venerable Emil Kapon, Kapaun, from the Diocese of Wichita.
Excellent. Very good. Well, I learned something today. That's great to know that we have, like I said, venerables and saints and blesseds who are looking down on us from heaven, and we can ask for their intercession. Very good. Father Paul Chovanec, pastor at St. Justin Martyr Catholic Church. Thanks so much for coming on. Like I said, we appreciate your time. Great to have you here.
Well, you're very welcome. I enjoyed being here. Thank you, Wyatt.